Oh, okay, fine. We'll talk about Shia. Shia. What is up, Doodlebugs? So if you have or have not been paying attention, Shia LaBeouf is in the news lately. What Shia's been up to. I just like saying Shia. Shia. Mr. Frodo, we'll see the Shia again. Shia? No, the Shia. Oh. So there's the whole big scandal with Shia, where he plagiarized the comic book for a movie, blah, blah, blah. And so now he's been doing this performance art thing. He's set up in this gallery. There's a room full of memorabilia from movies, projects that he's done. Each guest picks an item, and then one by one, they are led into a room where Shia is sitting there at a table with the bag over his head. And you can sit in the room and sit down and stare at him eye to eye, kind of face to face. And the idea of it is that people can either choose to forgive him and just peacefully leave, or they can take that item and abuse him maybe, or hurt him? I don't know. Choose your own adventure. I don't know. That got me thinking performance art is a weird realm. So I want to talk about that. Marina Abramovic, I think I'm saying it right. I'm not sure. She's a performance artist who's been doing this a long time and has been interviewed about Shia's whole thing because what he's doing is eerily similar to a handful of things that she's done. In 1974, Marina performed Rhythm Zero, which was a really intense piece. In this performance, Marina stood in an art gallery in front of a table, and on this table were a variety of objects. Marina would stand by the table and be completely passive while guests were invited to take the objects and use them on her. As the performance progressed, people started getting bolder and bolder. Some were being kind and gentle to her. Others were doing things like cutting her clothes off. People were poking her with rose thorns. At one point, somebody took a gun and loaded a bullet in it. It got intense. But probably the most intense part about this performance was when it ended. Marina began to move and walk about the people and interact with them, and people freaked out. These are people who were, in a sense, torturing her. There are people who practically ran out of the gallery. Everybody loves Yoko Ono. And in 1964, she did a performance piece called Cut Piece. This is about 10 years before Marina's performance. Yoko's performance was a bit more simple. It was pretty much her on stage in a dress with a pair of scissors, and the audience was invited to come up on stage and cut a piece of her dress until finally she's on stage wearing nothing but shreds. To completely open yourself up to strangers and invite them to do whatever damage, that's pretty ballsy. But you know what else is ballsy? November 2013, Russian artist Peter Pavlensky performed Fixation. If you feel like you can't stomach this next one, here's a video of a cat or something, I don't know what. Pavlensky positioned himself outside of Lenin's mausoleum on the Red Square, and he nailed his scrotum to the pavement. How do you practice this? It was supposed to be a metaphor of the apathy and just the lack of what's given by Russian society as far as politics go and everything. And of course, when Russian police officers arrive to find a naked man with his pinned to the what, the first thing they do is throw a blanket on him. The apathy of Russian politics. And they couldn't get him off the pavement until the paramedics arrived, because who wants to troubleshoot that one? Now shall we add some screams of terror? I want to leave this on a light note, a bright note, a yellow note. Yellow Scream came out in 2012. In this 31-minute video, South Korean artist Kim Bum paints with yellow colors and screams. You may have caught this one circling the internet, and while I've seen people be offended at how pretentious this performance art is, honestly, I feel like this is meant to be funny. There's no rule saying performance art can't be playful. In this video, Kim Bum is basically parroting Bob Ross in the way he talks. However, the subject of what he's talking about is really dark. It's just funny, and people like to enjoy themselves, even when they're watching performance art. But whether you love it or hate it, agree with it or disagree, performance art requires two things: the performer and the audience. Whatever the medium is, artists are responding to the world around them, and sometimes it causes the world to respond to the artist. Is it brilliant or bullshit? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you do performance art or have a piece that you want to point us toward, please share that with us. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week. I'm just gonna sit like this for 72 hours. I gotta go to the bathroom. Shia LaBeouf. Shania and Shia were both little liars, and then they got their pants all set on fire. But no, Shania's not. She's still the one.